Right, so I keep seeing these lights everywhere all over the internet. So today I've got a chance to install one. I'm going to see how easy they are to install and what they're actually like. So here goes. And it'll be no surprise, they are made in China. So let's open the box up and have a look to see what is in here. I'll get that camera down a bit lower because then we can see what I'm doing. I'm holding it up. Oh my God, look at all these. You've got to put it all together. Luckily, I was good at Meccano and Lego. So, basically it's LED, and you've just got all these that plug in, and then hook them up with these. So let's put it all together upside down to see if we can work this out. There must be some sort of plan. Oh, we've got thousands of them. Let me show you. A whole box full of these. These are all, to be honest with you, where's the main bit as well? Oh, there's your little plug. So you've got to plug it in each end. And there's your long bits. Just got to work these ones out. Need some gluing in, but it just placed together. I'm going to put it down on the deck for now. So then I reckon if I click that camera up there, we can see exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, as long as we keep inside these blue mats, we can see what's going on. I'll set my phone over it, get that out of the way. Now, this is the first one of these I've ever installed, so it was sort of a learning curve. I wanted to put it together to start with for a few reasons, to make sure everything was there. I was going to wire it up on the floor to make sure it all worked perfectly, but I was quite confident to think, yeah, if it doesn't work, he's still going to want to put it up. So I started to put it together, and it does take time. It's a little tedious, and it pushes in. The thing is, it pushes in, but it doesn't click in to stay in. If you pull it, it pulls apart quite easily. So I had to push it all together to make sure all the parts were there and put them in place before I actually raised it up to the ceiling, which, if I thought about it then, it would have been a better idea if I did this another way, came up with a better plan. But putting it together was my main objective, to, well, see what it looks like. And as you can see, it's taking shape. It did come with a little bit of a drawing because I had to figure out how far I could go. Loads of them. So when fixing it together as well, I think it would be a better idea if the connections were made of a bit better plastic, or even rubber, to be honest, so it would flex a little bit once it's in the air. Because if this is suspended from the ceiling, it's going to move a little bit with the wind or anything like that. If a door opens, it's going to move. So it would be better if they were made of rubber. But they did fit in nice and none of them snapped. That was the main thing. And the size of the whole grid is sort of 5 meters by 3 meters. So it's a big light fitting, and it doesn't come with any fixings. So you have to decide how you're going to fix it up. Now we've got an edge to go around it as well. So you could have stopped there and just have the hexagon shapes in the middle. But I think you went a bit further and bought the extra. But here, yes, I just stepped on slightly of one of them. Oh, crap. Don't stand on them because they're very delicate. So that was something I was going to have to keep in mind when I put it up in the air. That one could be damaged, but these things happen, accidents happen, so I had to try and find out if that one was completely knackered now. But I knew that I'd still put it up because the rest of them, they're easily replaceable, that's the thing. We did have to order a couple more, as you will see later on in the video, but you can easily just unplug them and push them back in once it's up in the air. So if there is any faulty ones, I'd still put it up together because you can take them apart quite simple. And it comes with 2 power leads. One lead will power the hexagon shapes in the middle, and then the other lead will power the perimeter lights. And it came with a few clear cable ties so I can cable tie the perimeter to the hexagon in the middle. So that's it. And then how we're going to get it up? Now I want to get these cable ties and tie around the edge because it's got to strengthen it somehow. So doing the cable ties, it did add a little bit of strength. Not a fantastic amount of strength, to be honest. And there's nowhere else you can tie it. So it gives you a shed load of cable ties. How many cable ties can you put on? Unless you're meant to cable tie to the ceiling. Of course, the instructions are pants. So now I need some sort of plan to hoist it up into the ceiling, because it ain't going to go up like this. So what my plan is I'll put a bit of conduit, a bit of wood, and a bit of wood on 2 corners. And now I'm going to get this cable because I haven't got any string. This is what's going to pull it up, I hope. Was this a good idea or a flipping disaster? We'll might find out. Now, I know what you're watching and thinking, what a stupid idea, that's just going to fall to bits. I couldn't think of any other way to get it up. Really, I needed the 3 metre long gripples to come down to tie it all up nice and symmetrical together. But me, being a bit of an inventive kind of attitude, yeah, look, that fell to bits to start with. Right, well, I'm not completely stupid. I've got some gripples to hang them up. This is gonna have to help me somehow. And the gripples were a great idea, I tell you. Without them, I would have been screwed. So there's a metal framework in this industrial unit where I can tie the gripples onto in every position to try and equal it out. Right. There was 10 of them. She's up in the air. It's just taking a little bit of configuring, you know, because I've got these gripples in the wrong place, which is a bonus. It comes with this Allen key. Take them off. But yeah, just got to try and get it a bit level. Make it look half decent. Which is a bit of a struggle, but I'm going for it. So that is it. They're up and on. We need a couple more gripples to. It's not ideally straight, so we're going to get it perfectly straight, and we're going to replace these 2 M1s that have decided to not fucking work. A bit of a bummer, but other than that, it looks good. Right, so she's up and in the air and done. Basically, what I've decided, well, not decided, I've found out that it's designed to be mounted on a flat surface. Let me show you. With these, each connection has a little hole where you should connect them to a flat surface, each one. So then basically they're fixed and they can't move. But every LED strip, it doesn't click in fantastically when it's suspended from the ceiling. So it comes out. So what I'd do differently if we were gonna do this again, well, it's maybe tell the customer to get one that's actually meant to be suspended from the ceiling, which would be good. But I think this was around 180 quid, 150 quid possibly. So it's cheap. So what we've done is just put some duct tape on the connections. So when you can try and get it symmetrical and get it square, it's square-ish. It's not the best, but it's the best we're gonna get it without taking it down, doing it all again. So we've got it on. So let's turn her on. Bollocks. Ta-da, she's on. And the thing is, it is quite a cheap LED light, and unfortunately we've got two that didn't like it, because there is no earth in these LED lights, there's just live and neutral, so it pops. Sometimes when them lamps went, it pops a fuse, which is a bit of a nightmare, but that is how we determined that them ones are trashed. I've put them at that end because they were in the middle, but we've sorted them out. But to be honest with you, it's quite a decent light in here for the guy that does tinting. And it's a bit of an effect to shine down on the cars. So yeah, if we were gonna do it again, I'd make it up on the floor and duct tape every joint, because then you cannot pull them apart once it goes up in the air. And to be honest with you, I'd probably fix it to a black board, like a bit of ply, just spend, I don't know, 50, 100 quid on 3 bits of ply for it to mount onto. That would be a better option, I think, yeah. And then just fix it all to the bit of wood. But we've got it done, it looks all right. And there we go, done and dusted.